so show you a couple of examples of some stuff that we need to make sure we talk about before you start your egg drawings this week. You will make an egg drawing. It'll look something like this. It'll be a little bit different setup. I'll show some pictures at the end here what the references you'll be working from. Ideally, I'd have the eggs out in front of you, but that's not really going to be an option because of COVID. I can't really move you guys where you need to be in order to see that, and it definitely seems like it's starting to maybe a little serious in our area, so we'll be a little more precautious than we need to be. But we're basically going to draw some eggs. I've included two different images. One of them is a little bit more difficult, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So first, I just want to kind of show an example of that. And you notice this one's not even all the way finished down here at the bottom or in the end. But some things I do have the paper they're sitting on. I do have some background put in because when you are drawing these, I don't want to see any lines, okay? And what I mean by that is outlines. I don't want to see an outline around your egg. I want to be able to tell where your egg ends because a light shape changes to a dark shape, right? So I know where the edge of this egg is because it's darker behind it and that makes it pop forward. I know where the edge of this brown egg is because the background is darker than this and that shows me where that edge is. I know where the difference between the white egg and the brown egg for the same reason, right? I don't want a line telling me where that is. If you have an outline of your eggs, I'm going to subtract 25 points right off the top, okay? I want to tell where your edges are based off a transition from dark to light, okay? You'll notice that in one part of this drawing, right over here, there isn't even anything, not even a value change telling you where the edge is. You didn't even notice it probably until I pointed it out to you. It just goes from your brain kind of follows this line, fills in this part for you, and then picks it up here, and you don't even notice it. It's kind of called a lost edge there. Could be really useful if you know how to use them. A little difficult to pull off sometimes. But that's what I mean. I don't want to see any outlines, okay? And another thing that is really good about this drawing too, I think, is that there's not smudging here. I still got nice soft gradations. All right, sure, there's a little bit of line work to my shading. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? A pencil has a particular mark that it makes. It's okay to let it be a pencil, okay? Also, kind of why I also brought this here, right? It is a little kind of hard to see on the camera, but you'll notice I didn't smudge any of this, okay? I may even be able to just zoom in just a touch more. There's a lot of neat line work going on here. Notice how the brick changes planes. I was going horizontal with my marks here on the top of this brick, and then I changed to going diagonal on the side. I kind of kept all my marks the same and consistent. If we zoom in on the background a little bit here, still kind of blurry. There we go. You can see I've kind of crisscrossed the marks in the background there. Not really using any lines, though, to tell me where my edges are. My edges are defined by a change in value, but I didn't feel the need to smudge. All right, I'm not going to count points off for smudging because some of you are kind of addicted to it. I know it's something Miss Houghton teaches. I'm not the biggest fan. I think it can kind of make graphite look a little tacky. I also think it can kind of make it look really kind of greasy and oily, and I don't really like that reflective look. You can, ideally, if you're wanting that really soft kind of smoky feel, you would use charcoal, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity to do that later this semester. But it's okay to kind of, like I said, let a pencil be a pencil. It makes a mark that's not like any other type of art media, so it's okay to let it do that. You can, however, get really soft gradations, okay? There isn't much, if we zoom in a little bit here, there isn't much pencil mark to any of this shading. It's very soft, very subtle, but it takes a long time to do. Really kind of hard to pull off. You have to have multiple grades of pencil, and you kind of have to keep filling those in and changing hardnesses over and over and over again until it kind of works itself into the tooth of the paper. Not something we're really going to focus on here. I think we'd be better off spending our time doing something else. But you can get really soft with it. Graphite. It just takes a long time. And so basically, I want you to do the same steps we did before. Okay, I want you to get your gesture, work on your accuracy and proportion. We're going to work on this drawing all week, so spend some time here. Make your eggs look like eggs It's not going to be easy. It's such a soft, perfect form. It's really easy to screw up. Make them look nice. Spend some time in that accuracy and proportion stage of drawing. It will pay off later when you go to shade. Then, map your shadows. Once your shadows are mapped, fill them in with one flat value on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the darkest. I want like a 4, all right? I don't want as dark as it is down here. I want something more like this all the way in the shadow family. Then, once you have your shadow family mapped out, then I would go in and put in your darkest darks. Once your darkest darks are in, then you can work on the rest of the values, okay? That'll kind of tell you where you need to fill in your drawing. And I would definitely try to push your backgrounds of your drawings as much as you can to be as dark as you can. The darker a drawing is, the more it kind of pops off the page. If we had 15 drawings up on the board, usually the one with the highest contrast, the highest change from light and dark, and the darkest values is going to stand out more than the others, whether it's good or it's bad. And so I'm going to give you the option of using this particular image here of 3 eggs together. It's a little bit easier. It's not going to be quite as challenging as the other one, but there's a lot of soft gradations here. Like I said, I'm not going to take points off for smudging your drawing. I am going to take points off for having outlines, though. So pay attention. I don't want a line around your egg. I want to be able to tell where the edge of your eggs are from a change in value, okay? And then I'm also going to have, for those of you that maybe want to challenge, this cracked egg here, which if you're in class, you're probably going to need to pull this one up on your phone if you're wanting the challenging one. There's a lot going on here in terms of value with the highlights in the wet parts of the yolk that you'll need, that are really different than, say, the really soft values that are on the egg itself. But, there's a couple of you that could maybe use that kind of challenge. So go for it.